Ciao e benvenuti a Coffee Break Italian.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Coffee Break Italian show. Io sono Maurizio.
E io sono Francesca.
Ciao Francesca, come stai oggi?
Ciao Maurizio, sto benissimo, grazie. E tu?
Sono molto felice che sei qui. Siamo
Grazie.
finalmente insieme.
Sì, non vedevo l'ora, abbiamo aspettato questo momento
Da sempre.
Sì.
Well, what are we going to do today? In this weekly episodes of the Coffee Break Italian show, we help you improve your Italian one coffee break at a time.
If you're listening to the podcast, you can subscribe to the podcast feed, or if you're watching the video version, you can subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Allora, Maurizio, di che cosa parliamo oggi?
Oggi parliamo di espressioni con avere.
Oh, espressioni con avere, expressions, phrases using the verb avere.
Yes, so if you've watched the previous episode, Mark and I discussed these expressions,
Sì.
and today we're going to practice them together.
Va bene, non vedo l'ora.
Siamo
Allora,
pronti?
sì, cominciamo.
Cominciamo.
Allora, Maurizio, which set phrases with avere did you cover in the previous episode?
So we've covered some interesting ones, some fairly simple ones.
Okay.
For example, we started with an expression that helps us describe age.
Ok, so ad esempio, ho 18 anni.
Exactly, so avere a number, anni.
Ok.
Ho 18 anni, or if you want to ask for someone's age, you're going to ask quanti anni hai.
Sì, so it's really important to remember that while in English you use the verb to be for this type of question, in Italian you have to switch to avere.
Esatto. And the same thing happens for example, avere caldo, to be hot, to be warm, or avere freddo,
Sì.
to be cold.
And I think here, at times, students or listeners get a little bit confused and they think they need gender agreement, like sono calda or sono fredda, but it's actually a set phrase. So we don't need to worry about the person who is saying that.
Exactly. So whether it's me or you, we're going to say ho caldo or ho freddo.
Sì.
Okay. And then another expression also covering bodily needs, we're going to say, like to be hungry, to be thirsty, or to be sleepy. We talked about avere fame.
Certo, avere fame, to be hungry.
Avere sete.
To be thirsty.
E avere sonno.
Ah, il mio preferito. To feel sleepy.
Abbiamo sempre sonno.
Un pochino, sì.
And
some more complex ones, maybe?
So we talked about, for example, to be right or to be wrong, which are quite different from English in Italian.
Sì.
These are avere ragione or avere torto.
Sì, so avere ragione, to be right, avere torto, to be wrong.
Exactly. So for example, if I want to say to you, you are right.
Hai ragione.
Hai ragione. If I want to say Francesca ha torto, that means Francesca is wrong.
Sì,
but Francesca is never wrong.
No, mai.
And then we also covered, for example, avere fretta.
Oh, that's a useful one. Sì,
Exactly.
Ho fretta.
Ho fretta, I'm in a hurry. Literally, I have haste or I have hurry. And we also covered avere paura.
And this also requires the preposition, which is a useful thing to remind our listeners
and
of.
that preposition is the preposition di.
Ad esempio, ho paura del buio.
Exactly. Ho paura del buio. I'm scared of darkness.
Sì, perfetto.
And then can you think of another pair of avere expressions that I might have discussed with Mark?
Sì, I think I have an idea.
Okay.
And this also contains some interesting sounds. So avere bisogno with the ñ sound.
Exactly. And that one means to need. Avere bisogno di, again.
Ad esempio, ho bisogno di aiuto.
Yeah, I need help. Or ho bisogno di una mano.
I need a hand.
And I need help again.
Okay.
And also avere voglia.
Avere voglia di. So
again.
We shouldn't forget the preposition.
Exactly. So here we said, for example, ho voglia di gelato. I want an ice cream. I fancy an ice cream. Or ho voglia di leggere un libro.
Okay, sì. And it's really interesting to see the ll sound there.
Yeah.
So it's a bonus to practice the ll sound, voglia.
Exactly. So these are the expressions that Mark and I covered in our last episode.
Okay.
And now what I was thinking of doing is I'm going to give you a scenario
Okay.
and you're going to tell me what you would do in that scenario.
Mhm.
And you're going to try and use as many expressions with avere as you can. What do you
Ok,
think?
mi sembra una buona idea. Fate questo esercizio con me, mi raccomando.
Siamo pronti?
Sono prontissima.
Ok.
Vai.
Partiamo con il primo scenario.
Ok.
Okay? It's a snowy day
Mhm.
and you have to go to work.
Oh, mamma mia. Ok, so what could I say? I could say ho freddo, sicuramente.
Okay?
Ho
I'm cold,
freddissimo.
for sure.
Sì. Ho voglia di un caffè bollente.
Very good. So
Sì.
I'm craving or I fancy, I want a super hot coffee.
Sì, or tea, because I'm drinking tea just now, so maybe ho voglia di un tè bollente.
Ok, ho voglia di un tè or ho voglia di un caffè. Perfect.
Sì. Ho bisogno di una giacca pesante.
Very good. So I need, in this case, avere bisogno, ho bisogno di una giacca pesante. I need a heavy jacket, a coat.
Sì. And I
Mhm.
think I would also say ho sonno.
As we said, we're always
Sì.
sleepy. Abbiamo sempre
Un
sonno.
pochino. I really like this exercise, and
You
I hope
enjoy it?
our listeners have done it with me from home or wherever you're watching us. Maurizio, can I?
Is it my turn?
Sì,
Okay.
sì. Allora, you've just come back from a hard day at work.
Okay.
Okay. And you haven't had your dinner yet.
Oof.
Oh,
So I'm gonna be grumpy.
un pochino.
Maybe. Allora, I can say, for example, ho fame.
Mhm.
Ho molta fame.
I'm hungry.
Famissima.
Oh, very
Super
hungry.
Ho sonno.
Ok, perché abbiamo sempre sonno,
Perché abbiamo
abbiamo
sempre
detto.
sonno. Perché ho lavorato, because I worked, as we were
Certo.
saying here. What else can I say? I haven't eaten. We can say ho voglia di una pizza.
Ah, buona idea, anch'io. So I fancy a pizza, I
Yep.
feel like a pizza.
I feel like
Okay.
having a pizza all the time.
Sì, sì, beh.
Well, it's pizza.
È pizza,
And we're
sì.
Italian, so that makes sense. And what else can I say? I can say ho bisogno di rilassarmi.
Sì, è importante. So we can use the verb, the structure ho bisogno di also with verbs,
Yeah.
not just with nouns, but also with a verb
Mhm.
in the infinitive.
Yeah, and in this case I said rilassarmi, which is a reflexive verb,
Sì,
but we're using me at the end because I'm talking about io.
esatto.
Miss this.
That's very useful.
Yep.
Okay, shall we do another?
Another one?
Sì,
I'm gonna
dai.
ask you another
Sì.
one. Okay, so the next one is different. So we talked about work. In this case, we're talking about holiday.
Oh, che bello, le vacanze.
Le vacanze. So you're on holiday, sei in
Sì.
vacanza,
Ok,
on a tropical island,
bello.
and the sun is shining.
Wow, un sogno. Allora, vediamo un po'. Sicuramente ho caldo.
Mm.
Ho bisogno della crema solare.
Very good. So I'm hot. I need sunscreen.
Sì,
Mhm.
sicuramente. Ho voglia di uno spritz.
So I'm craving a spritz. I'm fancying
Sì.
having a spritz, Aperol
Sì.
spritz.
E anche probabilmente ho paura di scottarmi la pelle, di ustionarmi.
Very good. So I'm scared of getting sunburned, no?
Sì.
Scottarsi.
Sì, sì,
Again,
sì.
we're using a reflexive verb.
In the infinitive.
I said
again.
rilassarmi, and you're saying scottarmi.
Sì,
Okay.
sì. Okay, do we have time for one more?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so you're moving to a new house or a new flat. You can decide una casa o un appartamento
Okay.
nuovo. And with a friend of yours, con un amico, con un'amica, che cosa diresti? What would you say?
What would I say? I would say, well, if I'm moving, I'm probably being, very active, moving my furniture. So I'm going to say, ho sete,
Sì.
ho voglia di un bicchiere d'acqua.
So I'm thirsty, I feel like having a glass of water.
And I'm going to say also that devo avere pazienza.
Okay. So I have to be patient. I must have patience.
Yeah. Perché, il trasloco è pesante, è
Sì.
stancante.
Il trasloco, it's a good word. It's the move when you're moving from one house to the other. So
Yeah.
it's heavy, it's tiring.
And I'll finish by saying ho voglia di fare una festa.
Oh, che bello,
my new
sono
house.
invitata.
Certo che sei invitata, Francesca, of course.
So Maurizio fancy having a housewarming party and I'm invited. Che bello.
Well, Francesca, we've reviewed all of the expressions we studied with Mark in the previous episode, so I think we can wrap this up here.
Sì, certo, va bene.
Perfetto. We hope you enjoyed this lesson of the Coffee Break Italian show. We've put together a blog post with all the examples used in this episode, and you can check it out by clicking the link in the description.
And if you would like more help with your Italian, you can subscribe for regular free email lessons. Just visit coffeebreaklanguages.com/Italian.
The Coffee Break Italian show will be back next week. In the meantime, look out for the next mini lesson in your inbox if you've signed up to the mailing list.
Beh, allora è tutto per questo episodio.
È tutto per oggi, Francesca. Grazie di essere stata qui con me.
Grazie a te, Maurizio, e come sempre,
Happy coffee breaking!
ciao!
Ciao!
You have been listening to a Coffee Break Languages production for the Radiolingua Network. Copyright 2023 Radiolingua Limited. Recording copyright 2023 Radiolingua Limited. All rights reserved.